You have to go to Nissarana. There are enough monkeys. You can see. They are playing hell. They are playing hell. If you go with a car, they will remove the side mirror, break it and take it and fighting with to catch the fellow behind. And whole day. And take it up to the tree and still hold it and fighting and drop it. And when you are losing 17,000, 14,000 maybe your side mirror. So every time when you go there, you have to say, take care about your car. And when you, if it's a motorbike, they go and sit on the seat and look at the side mirrors. And they. So we are also fighting with our image. Monkey also the same. We are always fighting to catch our image, and it is not the ideal one what we expect. So we always adjust it. But the monkey. But we are laughing at the monkey, but monkeys may be laughing at us. Because the whole day we are doing the same. We don't know we are fighting with the image. We think it is living. So therefore, when the monkey mind is a part and parcel of the human mind, don't try to escape it, just see. You have to put, this is the first and foremost result of your meditation. You come to know the monkey mind. If you are not meditating, you don't know. You think it is calm and quiet because mind is otherworldly. Otherwise, so you don't know the basic character. When you try to focus on one particular thing only, this monkey mind come into being. So among the meditation circles, it's a joke. But other people, it's not the case because they are aware of the monkey mind. They are living with a very happy life because whenever monkey mind comes, put on a television and read the newspaper. And listen to something, the monkey mind is very calm and quiet. I mean, easy task. So when in the meditation, accept the monkey mind, this is the first and foremost, and therefore don't try to calm down the mind. So in the general instruction it says, I will go back to the question, could you please give some insight on how to settle the mind before we start Anapanasati Bhavana? The two things in the conventional way, do enough walking meditation, then your sitting will be comfortable for the few seconds or few minutes and make use that opportunity to let the mind to calm down. And the other thing is, don't let the mind to chase behind the object of meditation, just entertain the relaxation of the body. Never chase behind the in-breath and out-breath or rising and falling, or even in the walking meditation, right leg, left leg. Just walk, just for the sake of walking, just sitting for the sake of sitting. And therefore there is no tension to develop. And if the mind select breath, well and good, you go and with. So therefore, otherwise mind will be chattering. Keep on chattering, just listen to the inner chatter. And that indicates that is exactly what happened, you are in a dream. When there is nothing to work, the mind starts the dream world and it represents some of your habits, some of your personality traits. So therefore, talking, and when we are in the Panditarama, and this side is very strict. So one day he saw two people talking each other. It's a poison for him. Here also the same thing happening. I am very sorry to tell you. You will come all the way very long distance and still I see socialization. Still reading books and waiting and all the wasting of time for my measurements. So when we are talking, and next day he came for the interviews, then I had to ask, he reported monkey mind. It is natural because I saw you all are talking. And he told for an experiment, before sitting, talk 5 minutes with another person and go and directly sit. 10 minutes inner chatter is going on. So not only you, the other person also in the same fate. So therefore understand, you are the one adding the turmoil. And after adding the turmoil, mind does not know how to calm down. So therefore, bodily and verbal restrainment, and then given the conducive condition, is a common sense. It is nothing special, no techniques as such. But it's a hard thing, because our day-to-day life we used to talk each other, greeting each other and all the kind of thing, and that is the way we keep running. But when you come here, you have to understand that The chattering mind or inner chatter or monkey mind is a real representative of your physical and verbal deeds. If you are calming down or still with the contentment, it is not the regimentation, it is not the commandment. With the contentment, you calm down, reciprocally, proportionately, the mind also calm down. And it is a kind of, one thing is calming down, the second thing is acceptance. And readiness to accept the calm mind is two different things. It is a matter of time. Don't rush. Calm down slowly. Don't try to cut off quickly. So there are some meditation systems that won't allow any single word. I heard one person criticizing that kind of thing. He told, after undergoing such a strict regulation, one yogi lost his speaking capacity for his whole life. Because that tendency is too much. It's to cut off completely. So there should have certain amount of talking, okay. But you must understand, it never go without consequences. Reduce as much as possible, then only you can go into this monkey mind, which is justifiable. Otherwise, you are responsible by your physical and verbal deeds. If it is agitating, monkey mind is aggravating, but sympathize it. Give the conducive condition so that the mind will calm down. The Godwin, when we are in the Nilambe, he used to say, understanding of the monkey mind is the first and foremost benefit of your meditation. You come to know that I am working with the mind, how much it is trustworthy. And with what's agenda, the mind is working. No agenda. Check it. No agenda, it has its own way, unpredictable. So understanding very thing is come under the anatta, or non-self character. You can't control it. Not governable, unless otherwise the conducive condition and the atmosphere adjusted. New to meditation, what are jhanas? There are different types. Some meditators says they are not necessarily good. Is that true? Thank you for your reply. Those who are appreciating jhana or concentration states, they say before the operation the patient must be anesthetized, otherwise difficult to carry out the operation. So anesthesia is just like the concentration. Once the mind becomes concentrated, it is absorbed into that particular object, so that insight can take place. So therefore, those who are appreciating it says it's a must. But if you go to the barefoot doctors and warfares, if such an emergency happens, there is no chance to bring the patient to the operation theatre, no anesthetic facility, so you have to cut on the field, in the tent. But that is also, it is very rarely happening, it's an accepted thing. So inside meditation without jhana is operation in the tent behind the warfare. It is also possible. So therefore, very difficult to say, give an opinion for others these things, so you have to put it in your value system and see which one you are going to accept. And to classic example is, classic examples given, whenever you see that you are in one territory and that the king is very unjust and he has selected and branded you to kill. So therefore the soldiers are chasing behind you. You know the other territory is there's a justifiable king, so you are running in search of the other territory. While going, there's a huge river in between two territories. You come across the river and you know that if you are going to wait, the soldiers may come and get hold of you and he will kill. But the river is very big. You don't know how to swim. Under such circumstances, take a chance and you jump and do whatever you like. Or otherwise you have just wait and see few dead logs and get a wine and tie it and make a raft, and with the help of the raft you can go there. So jhana is like a raft. Under direct jumping and taking the risk, you can wait, but it is at the risk, you will get caught up. So within the short life, or within the day-to-day activities, do we have enough space to develop jhana and go to the vipassana? It's a private thing. So this is the one classic example given. And the other one is target shooting. If you have a fixed target and learning archery or shooting, it is like concentration meditation. But if you are shooting to the jumping animal, that is vipassana meditation without target shooting. So these are the examples given. So many people have many opinions about that. But my simple answer is, if you are aiming at mindfulness rather than concentration, you are safe. Because mindfulness is the causative factor for the concentration. When the mindfulness come up to the level, it will assimilate the due concentration. Don't worry about the concentration or the wisdom. Give the condition for the mindfulness, so no much of a problem. And second clue is, the Anapanasati Bhavana, the mindfulness on the in-breath and out-breath, is the only one object of meditation catering for both samatha and vipassana. So therefore mindfulness on the in-breath and out-breath is in Sinhala we call Kokatat Taire. Any person can take it, applicable for any character. So it's safe, but that does not indicate this is the only meditation available in the world. There are many. But if you know the character type, you can apply. But if you do not know, develop the mindfulness of the in-breath and out-breath. Don't complicate it. It will lead. Next question. I am aware I have defilements. Do have prevent me in reaching the path. If I look back into my life, and I definitely my defilements work towards eliminating or reducing them, then would I be more successful in meditation? I can't get this thing I am repeating. I am aware I have defilements. Do these prevent me in reaching the path? If I look back into my life and identify my defilements and work towards elimination or reduce them, would I be more successful in meditation? Knowing one's own defilement is very good, so one to become humble and flexible, because it is not a single person, everyone is the same. The Buddha himself says, before my enlightenment, and when I am starting, I also start just like you, and after long practice only I came up to that level. So therefore, defilement is not a disqualification, I would rather say it's a qualification for you to get into this path. And do these prevent me in reaching the path? No. If it is so, no one is qualified in the world to start this thing. So therefore, the doctors are necessary where there are patients. Paths are necessary because there are questions. So therefore, the path is meant not for the pure beings, but it's meant for the sentient beings. So therefore, don't think about other methods like I look back into my life and identify my defilements and work towards elimination or reduce them. Would it be more successful? How can we understand defilement? Because mind is cheating. Mind itself is perverted. So you are the very mind you are going to use. You are going to ask, are you pure? Are you without defilement? In Sinhala we call horage ammayen peenahano. So that if you are to go to the back and see, you are using the very same tool. So therefore, best thing is the focus on one thing, mindfulness, and Once the mindfulness come into being, it will take care. And the first and foremost thing is, through your defilement, you have to understand who am I. And for that diagnosis, there is no other successful verifiable method rather than seeing them without a reaction, without assuming. So that is the one definition of mindfulness. So therefore this method, this meditation, not only pinpointing, not only diagnosing, it's alleviating also. So therefore, as far as you have taken that, as Venerable Sariputta says, is the biggest skillful thing you can do is taking this meditation path. The 4 elements. When I walk on the earth, gravel, I can feel the earth element. However, when I come to working on grass, the feeling is different. Can you please explain the elements in play when walking on grass, or is it still the earth element? The elements are the most transient thing on the earth, which is so changing, so fast changing. So, being so, we try to make a notion of permanence, that is the friction. The elements by itself is very transient. And when you are walking on the flat ground or gravel or in the sand, the grass, our leg can understand, because they manifest in different ways. Still the hardness or softness or heaviness or lightness can happen, but they have different shapes and modes. So all the shapes and modes, as far as happening under your very nose, have a value. There is no value judgment necessary. This is better than this one. All are the same. So therefore, when you are walking on the grass, you can see the lawn is adjusting according to your soul. But when you are walking on the flat ground, your soul has to adjust according to the flat. And when the gravel, yet another thing. So all are valid. So therefore, not necessary to have the explanation on the element in play, as far as you are getting a direct touch, as far as you are experiencing something under the nose, so much so you are mindful, so much so it is gathering the momentum. Okay, now already 9 o'clock. May I invite Venerable to